Take a look at Columbus, Ohio. This is where you'll find a 34-year-old guy named Chris. From the outside, Chris is living the absolute dream. He drives a brand new Ford F-150, lives in a pristine house out in the suburbs, and takes his family to Disney World every single summer. But at night, when the house is totally quiet, Chris sits at his kitchen table with shaking hands. He stares at a spreadsheet. $11,000 on credit cards, $22,000 on the truck, $14,000 in student loans, $310,000 left on his mortgage. He is carrying over $350,000 in total debt, and he can barely cover the minimum monthly payments. Welcome to Mano Invest. Chris is doing exactly what society told him to do. Buy now, pay later. But according to Dave Ramsey's system from the Total Money Makeover, escaping this trap requires a hard truth. Financial success is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. We already know credit card debt is bad. We know we should save. The reason we don't is an invisible, overwhelming cultural pressure to keep up with the people around us. Your coworkers leasing new cars, friends posting luxury vacations on Instagram, the neighbors upgrading their kitchen. But Ramsey exposes a dark secret about those neighbors. The Joneses are completely broke. That neighbor's BMW is leased, and he's drowning in the monthly payments. The coworker with the designer bag has $9,000 sitting on a credit card. That picturesque couple in the Maldives paid for their trip with a high-interest personal loan. The appearance of wealth is not actual wealth. If you want to win with money, you have to be willing to look weird for a few years. You have to drive the used car and cook at home while everyone else is at a restaurant. You have to live like no one else now, so later you can live and give like no one else. Consider a woman named Sharon living in Atlanta. She was scraping by paycheck to paycheck. Because she had zero cash reserves, every single flat tire, dental bill, or broken washing machine had to go straight onto her credit card. She had absolutely no safety net, so her debt constantly grew. That brings us to baby step 1. Before you invest a dime, you save exactly $1,000 in cash as fast as humanly possible. Sell things, work overtime, deliver food. This is your financial fire extinguisher. It breaks the cycle of relying on plastic when life inevitably goes wrong. Take a look at this chart mapping out baby step 2, the debt snowball. You list every single debt you owe, except your house, in order from the smallest balance to the largest balance. You completely ignore the interest rates. You pay the absolute minimum on all the larger debts, and you attack that smallest balance with every extra dollar you can find. Tax refunds, canceled subscriptions, bonus checks, they all hit that tiny debt until it is completely gone. Once that first debt is destroyed, you take the money you were paying on it and you roll it directly into the next smallest debt. The payment gets bigger, the momentum speeds up. Financial mathematicians hate this. They argue you should pay the highest interest debt first. But remember, personal finance is about behavior. Ripping up that first bill gives you an enormous psychological rush. It proves you can actually do this, and that motivation carries you all the way to the finish line. With your consumer debt completely wiped out, you move to baby step 3. You take that $1,000 starter fund and upgrade it into a fully funded emergency reserve, sitting in a liquid savings account. That means enough cash to cover 3 to 6 months of all your living expenses. Now you go on the offensive. Baby step 4 requires you to invest exactly 15% of your gross household income into retirement accounts. You start with any employer 401k match, then max out a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account where your money grows completely tax-free, and you pay zero taxes when you pull it out in retirement. This graph tracks 2 different approaches to investing. Ben starts investing $2,000 a year at age 19. He does this for 8 years, puts in $16,000 total, and then completely stops. Arthur starts at age 27, investing that same $2,000 every single year until he turns 65, putting in a total of $78,000. By age 65, Ben ends up with significantly more money. Because his money had more time to compound, those early 8 years of investments outpaced decades of late contributions. While that money grows, you tackle baby step 5, saving for your children's college in cash. Ramsey recommends using an education savings account, or ESA, which allows money meant for school expenses to grow tax-free. The goal is to ensure your kids never start their adult lives buried under $100,000 in student loans. Baby step 6 is where you throw every remaining extra dollar at your home mortgage. You make extra principal payments every month with the singular goal of owning the property free and clear. Imagine your life with zero payments. No credit card bills, no car notes, no student loans, and no mortgage. Your income finally belongs entirely to you. You have total control over your primary wealth-building tool. That brings us to baby step 7. You have no debt, a massive emergency fund, and a paid-off house. Now you build extreme wealth. But Ramsey believes the greatest joy money can bring is the ability to give it away. You fund scholarships, you pay off layaway balances for strangers, and you use your wealth to permanently change lives. To actually execute these steps, you need a daily mechanical tool. You need the zero-based budget. This flowchart demonstrates a zero-based budget. Before the month begins, you write down every dollar you expect to earn. Then you assign every single dollar a job: rent, gas, savings, debt payoff. By the end of your planning, you should have $0 left unassigned. For categories where you tend to overspend, like groceries or restaurants, you use the envelope system. You pull cash and put it into labeled envelopes. Handing over actual $20 bills triggers psychological friction that swiping a plastic card avoids. When the restaurant envelope is empty, you do not eat out again until next month. Look at a woman named Sarah from Kansas City. She was a single mom of 2, making $42,000 a year as a teacher and sitting on $38,000 of debt. Her family told her it was impossible, but she sold her second car, cooked every meal at home, and picked up weekend tutoring shifts. By strictly following the budget and the baby steps, she paid off every single dollar of that debt in just over 4 years. Sarah succeeded because she rejected the lies society tells us. She ignored the myth that a car payment is just a standard part of life. She ignored the myth that you need a high credit score, which Ramsey defines as simply an I love debt score that measures how long you've been in hock to banks. It requires immense discipline. You have to plan your finances more carefully than you plan your vacations. But the temporary, uncomfortable sacrifice of living on a strict budget is the only reliable path to permanent financial freedom. Act your wage, live below your means, and one day you will live and give like no one else.